One of our folks in the chat had asked about resources that compliance departments and other schools do to point athletes to help them find NIL agents. I know you haven't been on the beat here for super long, but I am curious if this was something that ever came up in some of your conversations around Toledo or elsewhere about who's helping people find agents. How do you find one? Do people ask their coaches or their AD how to differentiate between who's good and who's legitimate? What's that look like in your world?
Yeah, I mean, I almost think it's a personal thing with the coach or the
Yeah.
AD. I mean, I certainly know coaches that are anti-agent and don't
No.
or anti certain agents, and don't necessarily want to steer guys in that direction. And then I think there are ADs. I mean, I feel like coaches generally are more paranoid than an AD. There's probably a bigger picture sense from an athletic director. I think they probably get it more and are, I don't know, more helpful. I'm not trying to like throw coaches under the bus, but I just think that's kind of in general how
Yeah. Look,
personalities and
they're not on the call. If a coach didn't want to get thrown on the bus, they should have subscribed to the newsletter. That's okay.
but it's funny that that question was asked. I was talking to a Division II coach 30 minutes before we got on here, and he was talking about one of his players came to him today to tell him, hey, like, I just want to let you know, I'm going to be upfront. Like, there's some agents that are already contacting me. They want me to, play Division I next year and get in the portal. And he was just kind of told him like, no, that's fine. Like, I appreciate you bringing this to me. Like, we'll talk about this after the season. Like, I'll
Yeah.
be upfront with you. Just, I appreciate you, being forthcoming. I mean, it's absolutely happening frequently, where these kind of things are. But the last couple of days, I mean, I've learned some things about the Division II football world that I wasn't necessarily aware of that I'll be writing about here in the near future that I think will interest people.
This is one of the stories that we kind of sent Kyle to kind of dig into here recently. I I don't have a good answer right now about what role school personnel should or could play in helping people find representation. I don't think it's a stretch to say at this point. And if you are playing Division I college football or high level Division II college football or basketball, most of your peers will have some kind of representation. The problem, of course, is that there's no certification process. There's no minimum standard. Most states have very few, if any, enforced laws about agents. So in pro basketball, you have to be certified by the players union. You probably have to have a graduate degree or some law school. You had to pass an ethics exam. There's hoops you have to jump through to indicate I have bare minimum competence and ethics to do this job. And in college, you don't need any of those things. Kyle and I could hang up the phone right now, start our own NIL agency, and start tampering with people at Bowling Green in 2 hours if we wanted to. We don't because the money sucks, and we're doing other things right now. And this is a reoccurring problem that gets flagged to me. It's like not that people have agents, but how does somebody find a good one, especially if they come from a home where maybe their parents aren't both college educated or they don't know a bunch of other lawyers or there's not really an easy Angie's list to go find a good agent that actually gets you. There's still a decent number of guys that are being represented by like 22-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some horror stories of kids that are or agents that are taking 15 to 20%, which is like an
Oh,
outlandish percentage.